This week's Try It is all about renewals and softening the intro. So, what am I talking about? We know that renewals are something that every community does. Most residents know their renewals are coming. So, this isn't about a surprise, it's about softening the landing and getting that conversation out of just a letter and in a real person moment. So, today's Try It is a simple New Year approach. We're taking advantage of the seasonality, and it's called Your Future is Bright Renewals. And it's designed to make renewal conversations feel warmer, calmer, and easier on everyone involved. So, why does this matter? When renewals show up as just paperwork, like a very dry corporate letter, they can feel super transactional. A letter, a number, no context. And what happens is residents get into this defensive mode, especially if there's an increase. So this Try It works because it's introducing the idea of staying at your community before anything official is showing up in their door. You're not asking for a decision yet. You're basically just opening the door to a conversation, and you're doing it in a fun way. And when people feel prepared, they respond differently. So here is the mindset shift. Instead of renewal starting with, here's your renewal notice, or them just getting to their door and seeing it, they start with, okay, this is a new year. Let's talk about what your future could look like. And people are already in that mindset. So whether we're doing marketing or renewals or social, I love to think about the time of the year and what is just naturally on people's mind, and then tailoring our messaging around that. So this shift alone just moves renewals from something that's very reactive to more of a relational type of an interaction. They don't need a harder sell, they just need a softer start. So this month, inside of the Spark Resource Kit, we shared this approach with Spark members, and we paired it with a resource that really keeps it easy to implement. So it includes a Your Future is Bright flyer that invites residents to talk in person. And as always, it's something that can be customized in Canva. Plus, there's also some ideas for some small, fun warm-up gifts that support the conversation, and Amazon shopping lists are included. So if you're not there yet, go to sparkwithsprout.com to join us. You can use the code podcast at checkout and get your first 3 months for $15. So this is not meant to replace your renewal process. It's just meant to humanize it. And with everything going on with AI and technology, we need that human touch. So step by step, early in the month, you can drop off this little flyer pack, and it can be a door drop, an email, or something in the resident portal, or even a front desk handout when you see that resident. At this point, there's no pricing, no deadlines, no fine print. It's just a positive sign that says, hey, we're thinking ahead and we'd love to talk. Now, the flyer language should feel like an invitation, not a notice. You can customize it however you'd like. There's some language in there already that works really well. Now, this gives you a natural reason to have this conversation face to face instead of letting it live on paper. This is an optional piece, but I think it's very powerful. When you pair that renewal invite with a fun gift, it can totally change the tone of the conversation. So a small light themed gift really shifts that energy, and it makes the moment feel intentional. So you could do highlighters, little mini flashlights, flameless candles are great. I love those in a rental. You can even do those little LED tinsel wands, which are really fun, or something for their patio. You can do bright treat bags with like lemon drops or Starbursts, or yellow M&Ms or lollipops. Anything that feels bright. It doesn't have to be expensive or complicated. It's warm, it's cheerful, especially during winter. We need cheerful, and it's on theme. Now, this is more than just being cute. This matters because a lot of times those conversations, like we mentioned, include a rent increase. So when you add that warmth before the numbers appear, it lowers the emotional defense. It reduces sticker shock, and it actually signals care and intention. And I think that's the most important one. People are always more receptive when they feel like you care and like you are listening. So they feel like people, not like a line item. And I know that's huge for all of us. Now, before renewal letters actually go out, you might want to ask them a question during this in-person conversation that says, what are you most excited about in this new year? Or what are some things that you're planning? Or how does your home support whatever you have in store for the new year? This question anchors residents to their routine, their comfort, their goals, and their life that's happening with their community as the backdrop. So you're helping them picture their future before asking them to decide on it. And that face-to-face interaction is really going to help you gauge where they're at If there's some things that you're going to need to prepare in advance, we have other trainings inside of the Spark and Sprout memberships that go deeper into renewal scripts on how to overcome objections if they're buying a home or if they're looking to move to a competitor, how to really go line by line item and talk about all the different challenges that come with moving. Now, this little flyer might seem like something so small, but what it helps your team do, it helps move those renewal conversations off paper and into real connection. It avoids defensive reactions. Now, not completely, but again, it's just setting the tone to be a little different. It creates that calmer, more collaborative atmosphere, and it makes renewals feel like something that they can plan for. It's not so abrupt, immediately thrusting them into a corporate letter. It's all without adding very much work. So, like I said, most residents, they know a renewal is coming. The try it isn't about the letter, it's about a little intention in how you start the conversation. That's what Spark is all about, little things that move the needle. Invite the conversation early and let the paperwork then come second. Remember that small actions create smoother renewals, stronger relationships, and really better outcomes for everybody involved. These are the small actions that build strong communities and even stronger managers. So try it this week. Grab your Future is Bright renewal offer, order some of these great little bright gifts from Amazon that don't cost much, put them together, bring them to your upcoming renewals, and start those conversations early. And if you have a little bit more time, you can go into some of our more in-depth trainings inside of the Sprout membership to prep your team on how to actually have a face-to-face renewal conversation. That's it for this week, guys. I'll see you next week for another Try It episode. All right, friend, that's your small action for this week. But don't let this idea sit. The Spark Resource Kit is at sparkwithsprout.com, and it's there to help you put this into action with a lot less stress. And remember, it's the small actions that build strong communities and even stronger managers. I'll see you guys next time.